All right, let's talk about the markets now. It seems that the Indian shares have opened higher on Thursday as far as led by information and technology stocks after the U.S. Federal Reserve cut interest rates by a quarter point in a bid to halt any slide in the labor market in the world's largest economy. And it seems that the Indian stocks have closed higher on Wednesday, marking the second straight day of gains as there is optimism over the progress in the India-US trade talks and also expectations of a Federal Reserve rate cut boosting the sentiment. Hina, good morning. How are we looking at as far as the markets today opening in the green? Fed rate cuts and lower inflation due to GST cuts. Does it increase the odds of RBI rate cut in the next month of October?
Well, there are a couple of reasons, Amita, which are fueling this optimism that you are seeing, on the Lal Street this morning. The first reason, of course, is U.S. Fed last night slashing the interest rate by 25 basis points. Now, that is significant because the expectation is that by the end of this year, U.S. Fed is going to slash interest rate by about 75 odd basis points. U.S. President Donald Trump had also been putting a lot of pressure on U.S. Fed to slash interest rates because inflation in America is a big problem. You spoke about, trade deal. The second reason is that with Washington's representatives coming to Delhi and having a meeting with representatives of the Commerce Ministry here for one day and saying that, it's positive, the talks were positive, which also is now adding fuel to this whole rally that we are seeing because there is hope now. Finally, there is hope that we could see a trade deal perhaps finalizing by the month of November or so. Something that Union Minister Piyush Goyal, in fact, had also mentioned a couple of weeks ago, but then there was still, in the India-US relationship. Then a phone call came from US President Donald Trump to Prime Minister Modi on his birthday eve. And after that, these positive developments suggest that perhaps they are on track as far as the trade deal is concerned.
So that's just interrupting you. I'm told Mr. Sharad Kohli is connected with us. Mr. Kohli, good morning. How are you looking at the markets today? Because Indian equity seems to be opening higher this morning, tracking a positive global cues after the US Fed's widely anticipated 25 BPS rate cut.
Good morning to the viewers of Times Now. Indeed, the 25 basis point cut coming after 9 months is very welcome move by the US Fed. They were anticipating some, job stress there, so they had to cut down the rate. Some pressure from the Trump administration also. Coupled with this is also some positive move on part of the Brendan Lynch team, forced by President Trump. For a possible India-US trade deal somewhere in October or November, this is the precursor to the 6th round of deliberations between India and US. So I think something coming out of that. And of course, the birthday wish, which showed that some positivity flowing out of US after the 50% tariff. We should also not forget that the market is buoyant because of the GST. Change is likely to be implemented from 22nd of September, the festive season starting. The income tax impact also has started showing on the consumption. The Reserve Bank of India rate cuts. So all combined together, I think the Indian economy is looking good. It was just waiting for some positive cues from the international markets to start moving in a positive direction, Amita.
But does the Fed rate cuts and the lower inflation due to GST cuts, does it increase, Mr. Kohli, the odds of a possible RBI rate cut next month?
Well, I think RBI has done a little bit of front loading. The 50 basis point rate cut done in the meeting prior to the meeting held last month, I think may not propel RBI to do a rate cut that soon. Having said that, because inflation is quite under control, it's about 2.1%, well within the limits or tolerable limits, shall I say, of RBI. Maybe not, but I think inflation anyway is going to come down. We'll have to wait and see the impact of GST. It is being said by the finance minister yesterday that 2 lakh crores could be the impact of GST in terms of adding to the GDP. So I think if the inflation falls drastically, then yes, we might witness a rate cut, but not very, very soon because the front loading has been done by the Reserve Bank, as mentioned by the Reserve Bank of India governor in his press conference in the meeting prior to the last meeting. Overall, all Indian economic parameters are showing very well. You take the PMI, you take the tax collections, GDP, of course. All the parameters are doing very well. We just need to wait for some global positive headwinds, especially on the tariff front, Amita.
All right. Mr. Kohli, I appreciate you joining us here on the broadcast. As far as when it comes to optimism that seems to be visible there on the Lal Street, that the markets have opened in the green today, this Thursday morning. In the meantime,